I am so excited to continue this mini-series. Welcome back to my channel. Hi, how are you? So last time we watched part 1 of the mini-series Unorthodox, which you can find on Netflix. It came out in 2020, and it is a mini-series based on a book by Deborah Feldmen. As we saw in part 1, if you haven't seen it, I'll post a link on one of these sides so you can watch that before continuing on with this part. But in part 1, we found Etsy, a girl who is married, living in an ultra-Orthodox Jewish community in New York, escape her life and go to Germany. We don't know exactly all the elements of her story and what brought her to that moment, but the series wanted to begin with a bang, her leaving. And as we saw in part 1 of this commentary series that I'm doing on the channel, I remembered a lot of things from my past that related to what the main character was going through in the series. So this is the first video that you've come across from my channel. I used to be a traditional Catholic priest and a part of a strict religious community called the SSPX, the Society of St. Pius X. I'm excited to continue on and see what the next step brings us.
Dan Hasana was dem jetzt Shem unheiben ein neues Leben mit dem Mann. Als Achune der Zeh will ich die Ausländer die Halachas von einer Frau. The Tachlis von der physical relationship zwischen einem Mann und einer Frau ist durch Shem Shamayim. The Tachlis ist die Aufbau in einer jüdischen Stil.
I know that I've said this before in other videos, but it's something so important. Etsy has no idea what sex is and the purpose of sex or anything like that, because in these types of communities and the community that I came from, the parents believe that ignorance is the same as innocence. Forget about any sort of sex education beyond when a man and a woman love each other, they have children and babies for the kingdom of God. That's it. There were even stories from the seminary of girls who were going through classes to get married just like this. They had no idea what sex was. And one, even the night after the wedding, was freaked out because her husband wanted to have sex because they had just gotten married, which is normal. But she wasn't expecting it. She didn't even know that was a part of the marriage. It's crazy. It blows my mind.
The man is the Mashpia and the Frau is the Bakabel. Verstehst? So darf sein oben in sie, darf sein hinten.
Du meinst, dass ins Kennen nur sein zusammen begleitet.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder. It's amazing. Obviously, this is a little bit more strict than a Catholic teaching. There is still a protocol for everything, and they do make it very sacred and religious, even to the point of telling a couple it's really a relationship between three: the husband, the wife, and God. And the man is like Jesus, and the woman is like the church, and God gives to the church, and the church receives.
Was schon sehen, der Eibeste hat das so gemacht, weil es besser für die Schulen bei ist. Und es ist dann heilige Pflicht, sie mit keinem sein der Rutsch nach Hashem. Wegen dem darf man garantieren, dass dann erste Nacht wird sein mit der Sache zu lachen, nicht so?
And what is success? What is success? The child is the success. It's not that two people come together who love each other and give themselves to each other in a very intimate... No. The purpose is children, and that's it. One thing that Deborah Feldmen said in some of her interviews, one question about how pertinent her story is for the lives of other people who never went through something as extreme as she went through. And she said that a lot of cult-like organizations, religious organizations, any sort of strict religious community, they all use the same tactics. Anything that she says, although people can't relate to it exactly, they're going to relate to the general idea. We are still in New York, still in the community.
Hello.
Wie geht's?
Ich bin Esther Schwarz.
Ah, die Kalle.
It's going to be so interesting to see all of the different parts of their ceremonies and the expectations, and we're going to be able to go through with her the buildup of of the insecurity and the feeling of having to conform and trying. I mean, I see it already in her face right now that she's trying. She's going through all of the expected norms. But we know that she left. So there's going to come a moment where she's going to start questioning everything that's around her and everything that at this point she accepts as 100% true.
Hast du schnell gemacht, Mama? Komm mal her.
This is horrible. I'd like to know from the women out there who have gone through a strict religious community how they are relating to this story. I think it'd be so interesting. Put in the comments below some things that you're relating to and some of the things that maybe I had no idea that were going on because I'm not a woman. So, but I'm sure there's going to be some sort of similarities, maybe not so ceremonial. Yeah, let's watch this. This is painful for me. Let's continue. So at this point, she derobes and goes into a cold little jacuzzi type of bath thing and is doing a cleansing, more of the cleansing ceremony. And I can't show it because it exposes everything. So yeah, but that's what she's doing.
Oh my.
And now we are back in Germany. I love how they're switching back and forth where we're seeing her life after she left and we're going to see how that relates to what happened before. Love how everything is structured. They are back. It's time to begin school again. Oh, they're cleaning.
Ты что здесь делаешь, а? Здесь keiner darf hier schlafen. Ты чего?
Run, Etsy, run!
Solo fue una noche, lo juro.
Okay.
And I just realized that it's dubbed over into Spanish because I'm in Mexico and I watched a movie last night in Spanish. So let me change that really quick. Sorry.
Where did you come from?
New York.
Why don't you pack your things?
I don't have anything, so I'll go now.
One thing that I experienced when I left the church is inside the community, there are good and bad people, and outside of the community in the world, there are good and bad people. And I ran into some very bad characters who tried to take advantage of me, and I wonder if that's going to happen to Etsy. I'm sure it is, and it'd be interesting to see how that is. It's not the grass is greener on the other side. The husband has landed in Germany. I wonder what will happen. I'm sure you're hungry.
What's in this sandwich?
Ham?
Uh-oh. Bad habits die hard. Ooh, girl.
I thought the ham would make me sick. It didn't.
You mean the teachings from your community aren't based in reality and practical experience? Shocking.
You have to fill out an application form.
That's it?
No. Then you have to audition live in front of a panel of experts. Are you prepared to do that?
Yes.
She seems so much more confident than I did about myself. When I left, I thought, well, I guess I'll just be working in a restaurant for the rest of my life or something like that, which is fine. I worked in a restaurant before and I loved it. I thought, like, Well, I went to seminary for 7 years and got a degree which doesn't exist because the seminary is not accredited, because for this community, none of those sort of certifications actually matter, because everything is destined to be applied within the community. So why make it accredited?
What kushare for personal? Of the smartphone for business.
Ze had alle features. Internet.
Nou, vader.
Die kennst alles overzichten.
Ja, Mr.
Alles in der ganzen Welt.
Mr. Ja.
I want to laugh at kind of the level of knowledge that certain people have of technology, but it really is sad. I remember within the community, a lot of the priests have really good technology and have very expensive phones and expensive computers. They do everything like watch Netflix and are very up to date with a lot of different things that are going on. Of course, there are the austere priests who just sit around and pray all the time. But then you have the faithful, who are all of the members of the community who follow the words of those priests, who tell them that technology is evil and the culture is evil and you have to reject all of that, and having a TV within your house is allowing the devil to reside within your home. So they don't have any of those things, but the priests do. Let's go get some jeans. Let's be rebellious. Music is awesome in this series. I just appreciate the aesthetics, the cinematography. Everything is really amazing. Her first time wearing jeans. The girls in my previous community were not allowed to wear jeans unless they absolutely needed to. Heaven forbid we show the back of a woman. That could cause us so much scandal. It's all just a show. It's such a show. The priest that was my first priest that I came into contact with from the SSPX, he told me that one time he brought a bunch of boys from the parish to a billboard. You know, the billboards that are on the highways. And one of them was for a sex shop. And they went up and they painted black over the billboard. You know, very legal stuff. It's interesting the comparison of her putting on the clothes of her new life and them putting on the ceremonial garbs of the old life. And you know, one thing I do have to say is, just like with any sort of religion, I respect people for what they believe. You never want to just stomp on people's belief just because they're different or just because you don't understand them. I mean, we can sit and laugh at certain things and say, oh, that's crazy, blah, 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 you know, and act like we have the higher ground. But the reality is, these are these people's choice. And this series so far has not been shaming the beliefs, but shaming the sociological consequences on the followers. I wonder if he's thinking about what life would be outside, how he would look differently. Sometimes we don't realize the effect that we have on other people when we leave the community, and it makes other people think, especially if we actually tried really hard to be a part of the community. It's a shock for people, and they think, I wonder why they left.
Esther? Our acceptance rate is only 8%. Please don't get your hopes up.
This is Jacob Shapiro. I'm Esther Shapiro's husband. I'm Jacob.
I know who you are, Yankee. I was at your wedding.
Really? So is she here?
Esty? No. Things must be pretty bad for you to believe she'd run this far. Are they bad? Tell me the truth.
Nein, die zoeken instant MS.
Stop. This is not your world and you can't threaten me here.
One thing that's so interesting is that when you're a part of these types of communities, when you're in that environment and everyone around you believes the same thing and there's kind of this momentum that's pushing people forward, you feel like there's no other reality that's possible. The only option is to conform.
Wieso feels that? Ein bisschen nervös. Happy.
Everyone looks so happy. The couple just look like they're enjoying this so much, don't they? The laying of the hands. The elders, the priests did that with me too. It's part of the ordination ceremony. Just like this. It is beautiful though. And just like in our community, some people couldn't sing and they were the loudest ones. The happiness of a new beginning, of finding your place finally. I felt the same thing within the ordinations, like, this is what God wanted me to do, and this is where I'll find my happiness and my purpose in life. And then we cut back to her in Germany, where she left the community, and obviously it didn't work out how she planned it.
They're like the lunatic fringe. The men just study the Torah, and the women are baby machines.
Really?
I'm not a baby machine.
Esther, if you have any questions about life in the program, you can ask anyone here after class.
Thank you.
So let's start from the top this time. You're playing in a chamber music orchestra here.
I have to run now, but come to the dorms at 8. I'll cook.
She's making a friend. Awkward.
Sie minute. Rapparan wie viel du kennst. Ich sag das nicht, das ist der Spiegel. Kein Schranze.
Meine Mama hat sie ausgepickt. Ich hoffe, sie ist sehr lieb.
Agora essa escolha.
He seems like a good guy. They're like very innocent children. I mean, we can talk about the excesses that we see all around us in the modern world, where touching and kissing are like breathing and eating. I mean, we can find a healthy mean between the two extremes, but this is too much. I want to go to a wedding. It's been a long time. The last wedding that I went to was actually one that I officiated at as a priest. They know how to party.
Hello. Hi.
Yeah, it's so nice.
Esty. Okay, I cook a lot at home.
There you go, ma'am.
I don't just cook a lot at home. That's the only thing that I do. I cook and I clean.
You make it sound like I was in prison.
Weren't you?
No.
Interesting. She's still in denial. Now I'm understanding more about her reactions through this period when she first leaves. Like, she's very defensive.
But I left without telling anyone where I was going.
Why did you leave?
This is not a job interview, okay?
It's okay. God expected too much of me.
I didn't think I was going to relate this much to her story.
Now I need to find my own path.
Well, I'll drink to that.
Definitely, yeah. Why?
It's painful to commit yourself 100% to anything in life. There's certain sacrifices that you have to make, and you think that it's for something that's better, that's going to make you more happy, and these are just these passing things, like in her case, her hair, her anything that she wanted to do, her music, all of that was sacrificed, an offering made to a better life and a life more in conformity with the community. Why are the gays in every single series always on top of each other and always making out like that's normal? Like, oh, they're just the gay couple, they always do that. And then the heterosexual couples are just normal. Oh well, a pet peeve of mine, I guess.
Why Berlin?
I had to get as far as possible from my community. I just didn't fit in there.
I hear you, SD.
And I'm in Mexico, and people ask, why are you in Mexico? Why are you still in Mexico?
I really hope to get that scholarship.
Then let's hear you.
I wonder if she's going to be good or bad. I hope she's good.
That was nice. Really, that was nice. Nice enough to entertain the boys at a few bar mitzvahs, maybe. But you'll never make it into the conservatory.
This is interesting because it's something that I realized very quickly, that the world just doesn't stop. It doesn't say, oh, poor Francis, you spend your whole life preparing for the priesthood, which didn't work out for you. So now that you've left and you've been through this painful experience, now we're going to give you everything that you need, all the tools you need in order to succeed in the world. No.
But you'll never catch up. Not on the piano, not ever. I'm sorry.
Where's the bathroom?
It's down the hall to the right.
It's a tough world out there, and it's scary. And sometimes it feels like the world out there isn't for us, for people like us who have left. We don't belong. We'll never catch up. And so we want to go back to a place where at least we know our place. We know what we have to do. We know the requirements, the expectations, and it feels like we're drawn back into the life, and we begin to think of all of the good things that we had in the past, and all of the bad things don't seem important anymore. I knew she was gonna do that. It makes sense. So many people do that.
Hello?
Papi? Papi, das bin ich. SD.
It's literally, if you show any sort of weakness or failure to meet the expectations, then you are dead to us. But it is a tactic within those cult-like structures that you have to be perfect, you have to be 100% in, and it's a matter of survival. It's a matter of a survival of the community. If we don't have members that are 100% committed, then goodbye. We only want the pure people, the ones who are really in it. I really don't know what to say after watching that, and I guess that says everything because it really hit home. I'm excited to continue on with the series. It's definitely put me in a very melancholic mood where I'm thinking a lot about my past. So put down below in the comments any ideas that you had during the video, or if you watched it on your own. Yeah, that was powerful. So hopefully very soon, within the next few weeks, I'll have the third part out. But give the video a like and subscribe to my channel, share the video or any of the other videos that I've made with your friends and family. And if you're in the position to monetarily help the channel, this project, then I'll leave down below my Ko-fi page, which is like a Patreon where you go and you can donate any amount that you want. Although it's really awkward to ask for money, I do need it, so I appreciate anything. But you here getting to the end of the video and watching it is a lot of support in itself, so I thank you for that. And I'll see you next time. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!